She texted me right after the live. She's like, people didn't know it was fake.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3. I am your host, Alanized, and this is Noche De Pendejadas. If you're new and you're asking yourself, ¿qué es Noche De Pendejadas? Escucha pendeja, because I'm about to let you know. Noche De Pendejadas is a weekly episodic show that premieres every Wednesday at 7 p.m. where I go ahead and bring your favorite influencers to chismear, have some cocktails, and see what the fuck they've been up to. So si tú quieres que yo traiga a tu influencer favorito, hazme un favor and stop what the fuck you're doing and tag them in the comments below. For the first time ever, Noche de Pendejadas is also available as a podcast, so si a ti te gusta escuchar este tipo de programas on your way to work or on your way to putear, make sure you guys look up Noche de Pendejadas wherever you listen to your podcast. Last week, we had our guest, Jackie Figueroa, spill a lot of chisme, y esta semana tenemos a un invitado que también viene con todo. Please help me welcome tonight's guest, TikTok's rising star, Manny Delgado! I feel like this episode has been a long time in the fucking making. You guys, we've been trying to not even just film, but link up in a long time. Para decirles que apenas lo conocí last weekend.
Yeah, literally last weekend, like
at a Halloween party.
Yes.
We literally met at a Halloween party last weekend, and it's funny because we were just talking right now. We've been trying to hang out a while, and every time he would be in LA, he would be like, hey, are you down to hang out this day? And every single time que tenía like fecha to hang out, I would be fucking out of town.
It was starting to look like he was flaking, and I was like, okay, I see how it is.
No,
I'm kidding.
I literally had to be like, look, like, I promise I have reservations here. Like, I'm not flaking. I literally am just out of town. Eres de pinche fin de semana, you guys, that I was like in fucking Palm Springs every fucking week. Those were the times we wanted to hang out. I'm like, boy. I even have like a screenshot that I sent him, like, of me telling him, like, look, these are my reservations. Exactly the days you wanted to kick it.
I was like, okay, I see how it is. No, I'm kidding.
But we finally met last week, you guys, and we've been planning Noche De Pendejadas because you guys have been asking for him. Y aquí se los traje. And I feel like you don't really like show too much.
I don't. I feel like I show a lot, but like
not a lot.
Not a lot. I feel like there's still a lot more to me to be seen.
And we're about to show it today, you guys.
I'm like,
So for everyone en casita que no saben quién es Manny, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it to him para que él les diga quién es y qué hace.
Hello guys, my name is Manny Delgado. I do comedy on social media, mainly TikTok, but you know, I'm a YouTuber, Instagram baddie, you know, everything, baker, everything on the side, you know, just your simple, hot 6'4" young man, brown too.
You have been doing YouTube lately more. Like,
I've been trying to get more consistent. You know, it's not working out how I want it to be, but like, it's just like, I started posting videos on YouTube and I ended up really liking it. And it's just something that like, it makes me feel really comfortable. I actually starting to prefer it more than TikTok.
I honestly feel like YouTube, I feel like you're able to express and show your personality more. Because I get it on TikTok, you know, it's trendy and everybody wants to be on TikTok, but you really can't show too much in like those 1-minute videos. And I feel like with YouTube, you're able to like really show.
Usually for me, like on TikTok, I only use the 15 seconds. And like people find it funny for me all of a sudden because like I always cut, like my videos always end. Like I always talk, like I'm talking too much and like they end before the video even.
Like they have to fucking figure out what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah, literally like that.
I noticed that. Okay, so you do that shit on purpose.
Not on purpose, but like it's starting to become like my trend. I just noticed that I'm doing it. And every time I just be forgetting to like add the 60 seconds. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. But like I love YouTube. I freaking love YouTube.
He's like, so subscribe, please.
So subscribe, link down below. No, okay.
Ya que conocieron un poquito más a Manny, we're gonna go ahead and dive into pa lo que ustedes vinieron. Y eso, amigas, es el pinche chisme, porque yo sé que ustedes son una pinche bola de chismosas y quieren saber qué chingados is up with Manny. And Manny's ready to spill the tea, bitch.
I am. There's a lot.
So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into chisme and cocktails. Manny is 19, so obviamente for legal purposes, I can't give him alcohol on the show, aunque es un pinche borracho on the side, pero eso ya es un pedo de él, amiga, no es mi pedo mío. For the sake of the show, you guys, we are gonna do a little healthy moment. Vamos a tener agüita. A ver, Gretel, tráenos nuestros vasitos con agua.
Thank you so much.
Y yo también, you guys, tengo fiesta este fin de semana, so I want to look snatched, so I can't be drinking too much, even though I drank last night. Oh, we didn't even cheers, though. It's because it's not alcohol, so it doesn't feel like we need to cheers,
Es que estoy a dieta.
Salud. Pa' arriba, pa' abajo, pa' el centro y pa' dentro.
Are you sure this is water? No, I'm
Okay,
kidding.
this is some premium water. It's all from the fucking sink. It's all sink water. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive right into the fucking chisme, porque yo sé que para eso vinieron. A ver, Manny, cuéntanos about your sneaky links. I feel like you're always talking about your sneaky links.
Me right now? ¿Cuál de
Literally,
todos?
you're always talking about your sneaky link this, your sneaky link that. Y hace poco se te había visto con un muchachito y ya casi no se te mira con él. Actually, ya nunca se te mira con él. What was that? Was he a sneaky link or nada que ver?
No comments, no comment. No, I'm kidding. It was a fun time. That's all I gotta say. It was a fun time because I don't watch out. No, pero ¿cómo se dice? It was a moment.
I feel like the word sneaky link, ha estado usándose mucho. Well, like when I think of sneaky link, I think of just a fuck. But what is a sneaky link? Is it kind of like you hooking up with someone, or is it literally like a talking stage when you're with someone?
It could be that. It could be, a hookup. It could be, a cute little kiss on the cheek. Like at the end of the day, it's just like whatever you want. For me, at least, it's if we're gonna be down in the bed, I'll get it.
It's like that's the fucking sneaky link.
That's the sneaky link to me.
Obviously, you're not gonna be showing off all your sneaky links, but have you ever showed any?
I've shown a couple.
Couple?
A couple, bitch. I'm not gonna see too much because I don't want y'all biting pero. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, you don't. No, I'm kidding. A couple of them.
Period.
What can I say? They did the job done, and I had to show them off a little bit.
It's like, well, that was the exchange.
That was the exchange. No, it was in the agreement. It was in the agreement. No, I'm kidding. Pero, I'm down to show off some more.
Do you feel like, honestly, though, with like social media, I feel like now that you have grown a following, I feel like it's different when it comes to like hooking up. Like you obviously, not that you would hook up with randoms before.
No,
fucking puta.
What do you mean? What you trying to say?
No, but like, do you feel like you're more selective with who you let into like that private part of you? You know what I mean?
Yes. I feel like especially now in like social media like aspect, I definitely have to like keep an eye out because it's kind of like who wants me, and who wants like my clout. I'm not saying that I'm that bitch, but I'm that bitch. But like it's just like one of those things where like I have to like watch out. Me tengo que, ¿cómo se dice? Cuidarme. Y también cuidándose todos ustedes con protección. Definitely have been like watching myself a lot more because I just can't do it.
Do you feel like, have you ever gotten yourself in a situation where you've gotten a sneaky link and you've gone all the way and then realized it was like clout?
Yes. Did you just read me? You read me like a bug. You read me like a bug, bitch. I'm like...
He's like, yes, all the time. He's like, actually, all my sneaky links.
All my sneaky links, actually. No, okay. Pero no, yeah, it's been a couple people that like I see it. But like I feel like I catch it early on. And how I try to like do it is kind of like, I'm like, let me ignore it, because they cannot be this stupid, type of thing. Because it's kind of like, ¿por qué me vas a ver la cara de pendejo cuando no la tengo, So at the end of the day, like, once they actually, like, fail me, I guess, like, how I see it, I guess.
What are red flags?
When are you gonna post me? Or like, just a little things, like, tag me, or like, I feel like to this, too, even when you're hanging out with, like, your friends.
Yes, I feel, what's funny, though? I feel like I've been in a relationship for over 6 years, almost the amount of length I've been on social media. But even then, you know when people are trying to get that clout up because it becomes like, oh my God, let's take a picture. Oh my God, I'm gonna tag you, okay? Like, repost me, okay? Like, what is the reason?
It's not cute.
What is the fucking reason? But do you feel like you've ever gotten someone where you're like, fuck, they want me for the clout, they're so hot, but fuck it, I'll give them the clout just because?
Yes! I hate myself. But at the end of the day, it's a learning lesson.
Yeah.
It's a learning lesson, and you have to, and in every situation, you have to take something from said situation. And from said situation, I got the ability to get aches. And so I feel like, you know what an ache is? Okay.
No.
An ache is kind of like if you're interested in someone, you try to see like their defect already, like right off the bat. And so like I get an ache. Like literally, if I find someone like attractive, I could be at a party, or I could just like through social media. Literally, it could be I force myself to try to find an ache so I don't like.
Oh, so you can back off.
So I could back off.
Kind of like ¿cómo se dice? It's kind of like something that turns you off, and you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna like. He's cute and all, pero tiene esto y le voy a moler.
No, yes.
So you like try so hard to be like find something que te
that's
caiga
another
gordo.
thing. Like even though I'm a whore, I'm very like sensitive. Like I love giving myself to people.
You don't want to get in that situation where you're like, you give it all and then you get fucked over.
Yes, exactly. Because it's happened more than once, and so it's kind of like I don't want that. I don't want that again.
Have you ever had a sneaky link be someone in the same industry as you?
Kinda. yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah and no, because at the end of the day, like, I don't want to say, like, I had more clout. But, like, you know, it's one of those things where...
Like, they have a following
They have a following as well, yeah. But, like, it's not...
She's like, it's not at my level.
It's not in mi nivel. No, okay. But it is something that, like, I do, like, acknowledge. If I were to, like, look for people, I would probably want to find someone that doesn't do social media, because bitch, fuck no, this social media world is really toxic.
Yes, and I feel like that is very true. I feel like social media, especially because you know when people are just trying to like use you as a fucking stepping stool, there's people, you guys, that will go the fucking extent to like hacerte pasarte como tu amigo with your hookup or whatever, nomás para sacarte and fucking exprimirte lo que tienes. Ya cuando no tengas nada to give,
sí, te dejan.
Sí. Como si fueras basura.
Sí.
No, it is like that though. So I feel like for you, especially because va a ser una relación amorosa, you don't want to feel like they already squeezed everything out of me y me dejaron a la chingada.
No, sí.
And now you're in love.
Yes. I hate that. Because in reality, I'm very sensitive. No, kidding. Pero, no, la verdad, like, es algo que todos en social media tenemos que ver, like, with people. I mean, everybody like, it's just something that, like, nadie te dice, pero lo tienes que aprender.
I feel like, yes. I feel like with social media, though, you know, I've been doing this shit for so long, you guys, and I feel like I already know how this shit works. And I see it a lot, like, with newer creators, you know, Zoraida. I've talked to her a lot on the side. And even you know, like, I see... Like not 5-year-old me mood. Like 5-year-old, like, bitch, you were not even doing social media. Like 5 year ago me going through that phase where you're like popping off and you don't know where to go. Yes. And I feel like it's the same path for everyone, nomás que cada quien tiene que figure it out on their own.
Sí. Al final del día, like, people could help you. Like, you've told me, like, even in the party that you've been like, oh yeah, like, take it day by day type of thing. But like, it's just like, it's something que al final del día yo lo tengo que like aprender y atender, you know? And so it's just one of those things where I just have to take it day by day and like learn how to manage my way in social media.
All right, you guys, ahora sí, tengo una pregunta que mucha gente, especially your fan base, has been, you know, wanting to motherfucking know. A couple months ago, you were in the middle of something en donde la gente started saying you had no business being in.
Ay, no, me metí en el chisme.
Two of your very close friends, Zoraida and Blessive, were caught up in a little, you know, algo ahí in social media. If y'all know, y'all know. You went on live revealing that it was a fake relationship and that it was just for the content. What made you go live that day and why?
Okay, so basically, a lot of people, they like to mix words up and like make it bigger than the situation actually already is. And so off the bat, the situation wasn't that big, you know, like, well, for my understanding, I didn't think it was that big because I knew it wasn't a real relationship, I guess. And so basically, so if you guys didn't know by now, people were shipping Zoraida and Alex, Blessive, into a relationship. We would go live all the time. This, that, the third, you know. And before Zoraida and Alex were like, they were being shipped, me and Zoraida were being shipped. But like, it was just a joking thing, and people knew that. And I thought that with Alex and Zoraida, people knew that it was a joking thing too.
A joke. Especially because Zoraida's personality, I feel like, is very big. So like, you don't know when the girl's joking or not. Exactly. But like, you think everything's a joke. Because she's very fucking funny, you guys. So you think like everything that comes out of her mouth, it's a joke. Yeah,
and it's funny. Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't judge her. She's a fucking
queen.
She is such a bad bitch. So is Alex, you know. I was getting some hate comments. And like, me, like, even though they were just joking around, they were just being like, oh, he looks funny, or like, Alex is better than you, this is that the third. And like, even though they're just joking, I'm very sensitive. Like, I don't know. I took that to heart, you know? Yeah. And so basically, Zoraida went live and I joined her live. Usually, literally whenever we go on live, we talk like we're on FaceTime. And so basically, I told Zoraida, like, even though I know the relationship is fake, my feelings are still getting hurt because of what things people are saying. And she texted me right after the live. She's like, people didn't know it was fake. And I didn't know that. Like, I thought that the whole time it was all a joke. Almost like it was.
That everybody was conscious of it being just for content.
Eran puras risas, basically. Yes. And so basically, people started like getting mad. They were getting mad at me. They were getting mad at Soraya, getting mad at Alex because of the whole situation.
Did you feel bad, or did you genuinely were like, fuck, la cagué? Like,
yes, I felt terrible. Like I was like, damn, like this is it. This is our friendship. It's over. But like at the end of the day, like they were really understanding.
Yeah.
So I was like, the thing that I cared more
they'll
about
fucking
was,
hate you behind the scenes.
yeah. I'm like, I hope not. No. But it was just one of those things where people took it the wrong way, and they started like giving like Soraya hate. I was getting hate for a little bit for exposing them because they were like, it's not your business. You shouldn't have said anything. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, I was getting some hate comments, and I'm trying to validate my feelings too, you know, like.
You know what it was, you guys? I feel like at the time, I feel like everyone wanted them to like work out. Yeah. Everybody's hearts were like this, and then you say that, you shatter that fucking dream. And if you have ever been in those lives, I remember seeing a live of Soraya and Alex being at like 40,000 people on motherfucking live, and then you see that whole live reposted on TikTok everywhere.
Yes. And those going viral, like imagine, and then me just being like, oh, it's fake. No, like that's not like guys, it's fake. No, but I just hated like how I said it with no bad intention type of thing, like not for people, because I already thought people knew it was fake, you know. But I guess like I'm in my own world. Like literally, when I tell you, whenever everything revolves around me. No, I'm kidding. But like I don't really pay attention to like much things. Like even though I knew they were like people were shipping them and like those videos were going viral, I wasn't thinking like people actually know.
No,
you know. And I feel like that was something that like, you know, I messed up, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like...
It's like day by day, you live and you learn.
Yeah, literally.
It's like from earlier,
ya lo hice eso.
Well, I'm fucking sorry.
No, it's like, pues ya que.
But I feel like it also was like a perfect timing because when you went on live and said that, I feel like el chiste ya se estaba como...
Sí.
¿Cómo se dice? Like...
It was starting to become serious. It's kind of like, are you guys actually for real, or are you guys still joking, you know?
Mm-hmm. So like, it was like, let's stop it now before...
Yeah.
I feel like it was like you did a good deed for them too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I also feel like
right now, Soraya y Alex, you're fucking welcome. No, I'm kidding.
But I also feel like people were fucking genuinely pissed.
No, yeah. The DMs, I was getting some DMs. They were like, I don't know why you, but no sé por qué te metiste y que no sé qué, no sé tanto. Like I was shipping them.
Like, do you feel like te metiste en algo que no?
Sí, la verdad, sí. Like I saw Alex literally at the party. I saw Alex and I was like, for the longest time, I thought you were mad at me. Because like,
so you guys hadn't talked after. You had talked to Soraya, but not to him. We would talk,
but like never to the point where it was like a casual conversation, you know. Like we would, like I would like hype him up, he would hype me up, and like I never really thought it was like not genuine, but like it was. I felt weird, you know.
You just thought it was like a social media thing where like every influencer has to like talk to each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And so cuando lo miré in the party, I was like, for the longest time, I thought you were mad at me, que no sé qué. And he was like, bro, why would I be mad at you?
Like, I don't
I don't care. And it made me feel so much better. So for y'all, we're not beefing, because like I still get DMs to this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like they're like, are you guys even friends? Que no sé qué, no sé tanto. And like, yeah, we're friends. Like,
y sabes que igual como la gente dice que tú te metiste en algo que no te importa, la gente también se metía en algo que nada que ver con ellos. You know what I mean? Exactly like how they can come at you and be like, oh my God, Manny, te metiste en algo que no te debes de meter en. Like, why are you guys so invested in a vida that's not yours? In a relationship that's not yours? I just feel like it's also very toxic for people to get so in love with like a relationship that's not theirs.
Yes.
Because that's how you guys get all fucking like, what is it called? Disappointed when it doesn't fucking work out.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I just feel like as long as you and your friends know that there was no ill intention, where it wasn't done on purpose, then that's all that motherfucking should matter.
At the end of the day, we're still like this. I'm still like this. No, we're a little like this, but we're still like this. No, I'm kidding. But at the end of the day, we're still like besties. We're still good. We're still chilling. And at the end of the day, people could think whatever they want to think. At the end of the day, I know I'm a good person. I know they're good people, and
period. I honestly feel like you're literally a prime example of the power of TikTok, because I feel like te dices a conocer through TikTok and for your videos, and I feel like you ended up growing a very strong fan base because of TikTok. So I feel like for sure you're like 100% agradecido con esa aplicación.
I really am.
But I feel like when you get brought into this influencer world, y lo digo honestamente, everything isn't really how it's painted. There's a lot of behind the scenes drama that a veces it slips out, you know, shit gets exposed and people get exposed. But for the most part, a lot of behind the scene drama is oculta. Do you feel like you've had your share of drama with influencers influencers behind closed doors? And how do you feel about when you meet someone or when you interact with someone and then later down the road, like, no son la persona that you thought they were?
It's low-key kind of like depressing in a way, because you have an image of them because they do social media, you know, and like everybody that does social media, they have a following because people look up to you at the end of the day, you know. That's how I think about it. And so it's como se dice, like, I don't know, cuando miras a someone you look up to and then you see them in person, how they act, and like como actúan en persona in real life, and it's kind of like, damn, you know.
And you know what's funny too, like, not to cut you off, because I know bitches are gonna be like, bitch, you keep cutting them off. But like, not to cut you off, but cutting you off. You know what's funny, like you said, people have a following because they look up to you. But I feel like even us as influencers, even though we're both doing the same thing, we can also be fans of each other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when you meet someone that's in the same industry as you and you're a fan of, y son nada que ver con lo que se pintan online, you kind of get disappointed too.
Yes, because at the end of the day, it's something que, like, in a way, like, you shaped me. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of influencers that I used to look up to, and like I see them now, and I'm just like, this is so weird. First of all, because I'm seeing them in person and stuff like that, and another reason is just because they're not acting how I thought they were gonna act. They act a certain way in their videos, or they act a certain way, and like they show one side, but they don't show like their ugly side.
Do you feel like you've had interactions with like people you've called friends when you first started this whole industry, and now it's like nada que ver, like unfollowed you, like ni te pelo ni me
there
pelas?
has been a couple people that, because at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where, kind of like what I was telling you, that they act a certain way on social media and then they act a different way behind the scenes, you know. And I say like they act a different way as in actúan como son más. Al final del día, we're all equal, you know. We're still people. We just have a following because people like what we do, you know.
And I feel like it's very much like people que se cree la última pinche coca en el desierto. And I feel like, you know what it is, you guys? I feel like you guys see it a lot. Followers can get to motherfucking people's heads.
No, it really can. And at the end of the day, like, no estoy diciendo that social media doesn't change you, because at the end of the day, I'm not the same person I was like a year ago. You're not probably the same person you were 5 years ago, you know.
Period. No.
Al final del día, es kind of like, tú lo tienes que ver. Am I gonna be a better person from this, or I'm gonna be a worse person, you know?
Because it's very scary, especially in this industry, you guys. Especially también ya cuando empiezas a ver dinero, carros, casas, cosas que cuando uno estaba chiquito no tienes. You start thinking like, well, I deserve this shit. Everyone around me is a piece of shit. Like, I'm better. And I feel like I've met so many people that have that mentality, and it's like, no, bitch. Like, do you realize that like this, todo eso se te puede acabar?
Sí.
And that's where people fuck up, because like when that happens, I've met a lot of influencers where like they think they're the top shit and their fucking career goes downhill, and I'm like, oh.
No, so yeah, that's the thing. Y like, the cosa que yo también noté es muchas personas que están like arriba. Like, that have made it. That's act how they act. And like, no sé si es el dinero, no sé si es la fama que that got to their heads. I don't know, it's just not cute. Like, at the end of the day, you have to realize that you're a fucking person. The people that you talk to around you, they're people too. Like, when you were barely starting, I'm pretty sure you were like lost still. Like, you were still like getting your ways into it, and like you saw the people that you look up to, and you see them differently because you had that image, and that image is like just gone right off the bat because of the first experience, or like how they acted, you know?
You know what it is too? I feel like, as narcissistic as it sounds, I'm like me exposing myself. I feel like when I first started, I started when social media, I've been doing this for almost 7 years. When social media, like especially boys and beauty, was barely becoming like a thing. So I feel like I've met so many of like your big influencers, bitch. Like, I've met the top makeup people, and like nada que ver. So I feel like for me, I've kind of like removed that like idolization thing out of my head.
No, same.
The more you idolize someone, like, te vas a quedar so disappointed when you meet them, and you're like, bitch, mejor I just follow you, and that's that.
And that's the worst part. Like, I'm the type of bitch that sees the glass half full, you know? And so like, I have my expectations high. Like, if I'm gonna see someone, I'm gonna have my expectations
like, you're like they better
high.
act like in their videos.
Exactly, because I don't know, like, that's just how I am, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I see how they really are in person, I'm not saying like if they act completely different, I'm just saying if they act rude.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of people that just like act que son muy. Y esa es la cosa que no me gusta a mí, que it's just, ahí is when I'm like, all right, chill out, sit down.
But you know what's funny? I feel like you have such a strong personality that you'll call that shit out.
I really would, but it's just one of those things, like, out of respect for like other people around me, I wouldn't. If we were 1-on-1, I'm like, why do you do that? Like, don't.
You know what I mean? I know exactly what you mean because I feel like when I was barely starting, como también, you also feel like, fuck, if I say something, am I gonna get blacklisted or am I gonna get, like, am I gonna burn a bridge or something?
It's scary.
But I feel like the more I've been in it, I'm like, you know what? Even if I don't tell them anything, I'll just like not fuck with them.
Yeah.
I'm unfollowing you and I se quedó eso, like whatever we could have been is not gonna be.
No, see, and that's also my mentality as well. Like if I see something I don't like, I won't like call you out specifically at the moment. But like I will mind my business and I will be like, okay, like
I don't fuck with that person.
This person, like I met them, I'm still gonna follow them and everything, but I'm not gonna like fuck with them. If that makes sense.
I feel like for me though, I feel like growing up, people would always be like, oh my God, you need to respect your elders. And trust me, I respect them, but I'm a very firm believer. Like, if people don't respect me, why am I gonna respect them just because they're older? It comes like that too with this industry. It's like you can't let people pisotearte because that's what fucking grows their ego. That's what fucking grows it because they're like, fuck, me dejaron pisotearlo. I can do that to anyone.
Yes, and that's another thing that like, there's a couple people in social media that like, I'm not gonna lie, I've had my fair share of like, not dramas, like behind the scenes dramas, you know, that like, I don't really talk about it because it's kind of like, there's no reason to.
Yes.
Because it's kind of like poniéndole leña al fuego. No quiero, I don't want to, I'm gonna be the bigger person, you know, at the end of the day, like if you're gonna talk shit, but I'm just gonna sit down and observe because karma's a bitch and it's gonna bite you in the ass eventually, you know?
If you guys don't follow Manny religiously, ustedes saben que uno de los comentarios that you'd get a lot was concerning your sexuality.
Yes.
I feel like people from when they first saw you like making a scene on TikTok, they were confused, they had questions, and not too long ago, tú subiste un video titled My Sexuality, and I feel like even after that video, people are still confused. En la fiesta que lo vi este fin de semana, we were talking about it, and he was telling me how he wanted to address it on the show. I do remember seeing the video where you said you identify as pansexual. And I feel like people, especially that are not in the LGBT community, are kind of confused about what that is.
Yeah. Basically, anything that has a hole, I'll fuck. No, I'm kidding. It just means like, at the end of the day, I don't really care what you have like in your pants, you know, like I really care about the person, like, you know, when I'm at parties, that's different. No, I'm kidding. But like at the end of the day, it's just like if I care about you, like I care about you. If I find you attractive, I find you attractive. You know, it's just one of those things where a mí no me importa nunca. My sexuality has never been something that like has like really like I'm this, you know, like you know, I don't want to make it a thing in a way. Like I want you to see me for me, not for what my sexuality, you know?
Yes.
And I feel like that's in a lot in social media. A lot of people be like, oh, they have to make this their personality. Like once they came out, they have to act a certain way. And I don't think that. Like, yes, I'm very flamboyant, and I know people think right off the bat that I'm gay. Like they look at me and like, oh, he's gay. You know how I dress, how I look. And I've had that ever since I was like in high school, ever since I was like, you know, like growing up, even for my voice is like very high pitched, you know? And so it's just one of those things where like people right off the bat like to assume, you know?
Yeah.
And so like they could have really assumed. I really just don't care. At the end of the day, yo sé lo que me gusta, and that's all really what like really matters to me, you know? And so it's never been something that I want to make it a thing.
Obviously, I'm sure growing up, you were so confused because you're like, well, I like girls, I like anything. You know, do you ever feel like you were at a time confused de lo que eres until you really found your community and you're like, oh, there's a thing for this?
There was a time where like, even like literally elementary school, like people would always be like, oh, he's gay, he's a faggot, que no sé qué, no sé tanto. And in my head, I was like, damn, like all these people are telling me I'm already this, so maybe I am, you know?
Yeah.
And so like, it just like, I was like, fuck it, like if they're gonna think it, like, hey, they could think it, you know?
You're like, fuck it, I'm gay. You're like,
well, I'm like, sure. And so, but like, I never really like outwardly was like, yes, I am, you know? Like, it was just one of those things where I just never wanted to address it because for me, I guess it was like, pena in a way, because especially if you come from like a Hispanic community, it's something that is not, it's like low-key frowned upon, like being,
no 100%.
And so it was just something that like I'm like, oh, if I am, like people are gonna get mad at me, my parents, my family,
very
you know?
machismo.
Exactly. And so it's just one of those things where I was like, I don't want to say it because I don't want, like, I didn't want it to be true, I guess. That was my mentality at first. I didn't want it to be true.
To be like, hopefully it'll go away.
Yes.
It's a phase. You know what's funny? I had a thing like that too.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where it's just like, I just had to, after the pandemic, actually, like that's how I started like social media and everything, like with the pandemic. And I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be 100% me. And like people always ask, but I never like addressed it. And so they could believe whatever they wanted to. And so it got to a point where I was like, people keep following me. So many people follow me now, you know? And so I was like, I have to address it because, you know, it's just something that like I have to let people know.
Yes.
You know?
And then también getting all those comments all the time can get annoying because it's like you said, you don't want to make your sexuality your thing.
Yeah.
So then seeing all these comments, it kind of makes it like, okay, so is he or is he not? You don't want your whole feed flooded with those questions because you don't want it to make it about that.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I feel like obviously I talk a lot about my sneaky links que no sé tanto, like on social media. So it was just something that like I feel like I should have also addressed. By the way, you know, it's kind of like, oh yeah, fine, you know, like I have a sneaky link, but like don't worry about the gender, worry about the sneaky link, you know, like so it's just something that like I just decided to address in the YouTube video.
You did it a good way where like you didn't even give the YouTube. If you guys have watched the video, you guys, like in the whole video, he did not just talk about his sexuality. It was like a whole Q&A. So it was good that you really don't want to make it your brand because you didn't even give your sexuality a whole video.
Yeah.
You know, because I'll say it, I have a whole video talking about my sexuality.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's good because you're like, oh, it's not that important to me
yeah.
to address it. But I'm addressing it because y'all were asking.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like how I see it at least, like at the end of the day, I'm a person. I'm not my sexuality, you know? Like
Period.
I don't need you to be like, oh, congratulations for coming out. Like I don't need that.
Yeah.
I just need you to see me for me, not what I like, you know? And so it's just never been something that like I want to like address it. Like I could, like people could ask me, I'm like, yeah, I'm this, but like I never ever really make it a thing.
Yeah, enough of the chisme. Ustedes ya agarraron el chisme que querían. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to something fun. Ya para relajarnos, ya me estaba poniendo nervioso. Manny was a little like, oh my God, too
what
much
else are you gonna ask? What else are you gonna ask?
So now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Wheel of Pendejadas. Yes! All right, you guys, so como pueden ver, Manny got Never Have I Ever. Bitch, I'm about to get exposed.
You really are. You really are.
So basically, if you guys don't know, we're going to have our hands up. Should we do 5 or 10? You tell me.
Let's do 5.
Are you trying to get exposed or hella exposed?
Let's do 5 because I don't want to get hella exposed either.
So we're going to do 5, you guys. And basically, me and him are going to go back and forth with asking like questions. They can be like they can be whatever, y'all. And if we've done it, we put a finger down. Okay?
I'm down.
And if we have it, we leave it up. And the first one to 0 wins or loses? Loses. But technically you're a winner because you're a hoe. Usually that's what it is. Okay, so should we do paper, scissors, rock to see who goes first?
Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, wait.
I
gotta get it. I'm
like, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, is that me? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever had sex with a girl.
Why you?
I hate you. He's like, home five.
I'm like, oh, I hate this game. I'm kidding.
Okay. I'll mood me about to put it down. Sir. I'm like, no.
Wait, I need to think of one. Never have I ever done something in a public setting.
Oh, you've never?
Never. Soy niño de Dios.
He's like, wait, you've never done anything like in the car?
Oh.
Because that's public, right? Car sex is public.
He's like, fuck. Oh my God.
I've done it in like the beach too.
Oh, you're so
like in the beach.
You're so
but like
freaky.
car sex is considered public sex
at the
too.
beach?
At the beach.
Oh shit.
In the at night though. At night in the what is that shit called? The tower?
The tierra in your ass crack. Like,
It's all fucking, it's on the huevos and shit. No, in the tower for the lifeguard. The lifeguard.
Oh, that's insane.
Yes.
Todo rosado.
No, it's all fucking full of, it's all scraping me, all sandpaper on my ass, bitch. Okay, never have I ever followed someone on Instagram. No, I've done that. Never have I, okay, I'll say it, fuck it, because I already started. Never have I ever followed someone on Instagram that you didn't want to follow because they told you to follow them. Kind of like an influencer where
like follow me, you were like,
oh yeah, and you're like, oh
yes.
bitch, like I know who, yeah.
All the time, you were like,
and it's kind of like if I didn't follow you, it's for a fucking reason, but now you're
especially
here.
like in parties, I'd be like,
bitch,
and they'd be like, follow me, like shit.
And then I'll be like, oh my God, my phone's dead. And it's all fucking, it's all 90%, bitch.
I'm getting a call, I'm like, ooh.
No, bitch, I hate, when they ask you for your number, like, we should hang out.
Literally.
And you're like, yeah, let's do it.
You wake up the next morning, I'm like, who is this? See, the worst part, I'm a whore, so I've done everything. Like, I'm
the
pretty
winner
sure.
gets a car.
Never have I ever done things with more than one person. I'm
like threesomes. I think the most is 4.
You're so crazy.
But not like that.
I need to stop doing threesomes.
I need to just doing threesomes. No, but like that's all you partake in.
Literally, I'm like, that's it.
Never have I ever No, I've done that. No, let me see. Fuck. All of them are all sexual questions.
Literally.
We're like trying to expose ourselves, literally. Never have I ever gotten in a fight.
Never, actually.
Never?
Actually, never.
Oh, period. Me either.
It's gotten close, but never to
But
the
like
point
physical.
where physical. No.
Okay, me
No.
either. Period.
Because I'm just that bitch. I don't.
I
fight.
just feel like, I mean, people like have wanted to add,
Yeah.
you know, pussy. I'm like,
Oh my god, me yesterday.
Yeah, you were gonna fight?
Me yesterday, look, I was gonna get in a fight because this guy, like, I was burning this paper and like then I stopped burning it and then the guy was like, oh, stop burning it, and like I was like, okay, and then I pulled out the lighter again and he's like, I told you to stop burning it, and I was like, bro, go do your
And you're
job.
like-
He was a security guard. He was a security guard, and I was like,
security
bro,
guards can be assholes.
yeah, he was an
sometimes.
asshole. The guy was like, I could kick you out, and I'm like, I don't care. Like,
You're like,
kick
do
me out.
it.
I could literally. I'm like, do it.
Go ahead. Like, I didn't want to be here anyway.
I was like, I was about to leave. Never have I ever had a one night stand.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Wait, you've never?
Not yet.
So no eres puta.
No todavía.
She's like,
No, wait. Oh,
Wait, you
no, I
have.
did, I have.
period.
For me, I was thinking one night stand like you're drunk y todo eso. Like, I guess. No, okay.
Wait, so you have?
I have. I
So
thought,
you
yeah,
lost.
I lost. Me,
Oh.
I was like, me asking the question, thinking he's gonna lose. I'm like,
Alright, guys, so como pueden ver, gané yo. I feel like I usually win. I feel like I usually win. Except, last episode, I would have won too. But I just gave the person like
so
the
you
score.
say.
So I fucking cheat. No, I'm a winner.
It's
Everyone's
rigged.
losers. Ya que terminamos de jugar este juego, y'all gotta know us a little bit more.
As y'all should.
We're gonna go ahead and see what is next for Manny. A ver, Manny, what is next for you?
You know, there's a lot of things coming up. I can't talk about it because, you know, I want y'all biting. No, I'm kidding. But there's a lot of exciting things happening, and there's a lot of things that I'm manifesting, you know, like just
Period.
wanting to, like, I don't want to talk a lot about it because, you know, el mal de ojo that should be potent. And so, like, I don't know, it's just but there is a lot going on. And
Do you feel like a lot of it has to do with you being in LA a lot?
yes.
Because you have been
have
in
been
LA.
a lot. I've been here for like almost a whole month. I've never been this out for a month.
And do you feel like you'll ever move out here now?
I want to so bad, but it's just like if I do move out, I would have to move out by myself.
Oh, you wouldn't want to do a house
I
or
do not
anything?
want roommates. I just
Sorry.
can't do it. I need my own space.
So with that being said, ya te vamos a terminar este episodio. Thank you so much, Manny, for coming on and talking with me.
Thank
También
you.
no se les olvide, you guys, if you guys want to go ahead and follow Manny, I will leave them down below. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media so you guys won't miss a future episode. And with that being said, you guys, los miramos en la próxima semana.
Bye.
Bye, guys.